So, welcome to Beauty of Colors podcast, Megan. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So, Megan, tell us a little bit about you and what led you into body, mind, spirit healing practices.
Mm. Uh, about 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with MS. I was 21 at the time. And autoimmune diseases don't run in my family. There was no reason for any sort of that to happen, but there we were and proceeding with the diagnosis. About 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with a secondary disease from the medication I was on for the MS. And I mean, the timeline for that disease was 3 months. And at the time, my baby was 8 months old. I just had him. And I was just learning how to be a mom and finally learning how to be a wife and all these wonderful things. And I didn't know how to face the reality of there not being more time. And so I dove into research anywhere, anybody that said that they would offer more time. And it led me into a couple of like weird basements with some weird ladies saying it also led me to some places where there were so many truths. And it led me to this beautiful education. And I've studied over 140 modalities and I've traveled the world to do it and to learn and to be able to share all that again now, which has led to where I am now of 5 years post that second diagnosis. And I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I went where anger and depression were my resting pulse. So now joy and peace are the main parts of my life and finding more and more of that every day.
Wow, Megan. So, how is the body, the mind, the spirit, how is that interconnected?
Great question. So through the studies of energy work, and every culture has a version of this, where the belief is that the separation of the three is an illusion. In the Western mindset, that is definitely how we treat it. Like, right, my body is physically active. I am picking up this pen with my physical fingers versus like my mind. And my mind is this space that I can control and think about things. And even our education system kind of like gears us up to learn that way, right? This is where your mind lives. And your spirit is something that we tap into on Sundays, or right, or this is your spirit is this extra piece that is, again, separate from your body. In energy healing, the concept is often all three are the same. They're not separate at all. In fact, so in traditional Chinese medicine, which is what I practice the most, it's varying densities of the exact same energy. So, right, we talk about your physical body being the vibrations move more like ice. It's a lower vibration. They're far more compact. But so the change is like slower and the things that you see are different versus your energy level or your spirit body, your mind body is the water moves like water. The chi moves like water. The vibration's higher, but it's still like it's a very distinct separate layer, but and then your spirit, where your spirit's vibration is at the highest, it moves more like steam, right? The energy is very, very movable, very pliable. It disperses. It can be multiple different places at once. But all three are made up of the same core material. And often I see this a lot in my own practice of like, where people may lose a physical part of their body, but still have access to the spiritual and mental part. Like, right, I have a client come in who had a hysterectomy. Okay, yes, perhaps you no longer have a physical uterus, but the energy and the spirit of your uterus is still there and it's still affecting you.
So, Megan, what is holy fire Reiki and how can one achieve that?
Holy fire Reiki is a spectacular modality and a great study. Reiki was developed by Reiki. The word Reiki means Rei, meaning spiritually guided, and Ki being another word for chi. Reiki is a Japanese practice and has been studied for millennia. It is become more of a modern thing post the late 1800s, early 1900s, when a man named Usuri Sensei gave us the ability to achieve higher levels of vibration faster. I call Reiki the bridge. Reiki is the bridge for most people living their day-to-day life, living their life at about 60 to 80 hertz. Reiki comes out of your hands and fills your body with 528 hertz. So it's this instantaneous bridge from these lower vibrations to the higher vibrations. Usuri Sensei spent over 30 years studying how to live his life in these higher vibrational states and the need for immediate relief for those suffering with chronic diseases, just day-to-day life things became very evident. So he developed this form of Reiki. Over the last 100 years, we have studied Reiki and passed Reiki from master to apprentice. It became very popular in America just because of the instantaneous gratification, which is great. We love that. And it's such an amazing tool for that. In about 2014, William Lee Rand discovered another layer to the Reiki. Reiki is what in Usuri Reiki, the attunements or the placements are happening because the master is placing their hands on you and making gentle attunements. But whenever that happens, master to apprentice, everyone's got their own stuff, right, that they're going through. And so some of that gets passed and the Reiki is not as pure. In 2014, William Lee Rand discovered a way to pass the Reiki and attune the Reiki that didn't require any physical touch, and honestly, any involvement from the master. So all of their stuff stays with them, but the Reiki attunement is very, very pure. And so that's called Holy Fire Reiki. There have been 3 upgrades to that. So this is now I teach Holy Fire Reiki 3, which is an amazing modality. And the energy is just more and more refined. So the vibration of that unconditional love that floods you, 528 hertz, right? That beautiful vibration is so pure and it's so refined that it offers changes and peace almost instantaneously, where you can feel yourself relax and let go of some of those things that are clouding your mind and your body.
Wow. So Meegan, there are different types of Reiki. What are some of the types of Reiki services you offer? Where can the listeners get in touch with you? How can they book a session with you? And do you have any materials that the listeners can engage in?
I love that. So I have certified in over 7 different types of Reiki. The most popular kinds are Usuri and Holy Fire. But because, like I said, Reiki has been passed on for millennia, there are many different versions. I only practice one kind here at Healing Time. I only practice Holy Fire Reiki. However, there are different types of things that we offer with those types of Reiki sessions. So the Reiki sessions this is a light touch modality and we do it in person and it's a nice relaxing hour. Come take a nap. There's also couples Reiki, because here at Healing Time, we have multiple practitioners. We're able to offer Reiki that works. Each individual has their own Reiki practitioner, but then we're also working on the relationship in between them that has its own energy mapping, and that we're able to help bring couples closer together. We also offer animal healing, which is so amazing. Our animals and our pets do so much for us, but because of that, they take on a lot of our garbage. And so allowing them some peace and allowing them some healing to speed recovery and things like that is another one of the ways that we do that. We also offer distance Reiki, because like we talked about, the mind, body, and spirit being actually all one thing. The ability to transmit energy to anywhere in the world, any space and time, is one of the gifts of Reiki, is this concept that I can send Reiki to anyone in the world, anywhere. So is such a cool thing. And that's what's called distance Reiki. And we offer those sessions as well. So whether you're near, whether you're far, we would love to be of service. They can contact us on our website, healingtimeutah.com, or on our Instagram, healingtimeutah. We would love to be of service in any way that you would need. As far as materials, we on our Instagram channel and on our YouTube channel and TikTok channel, we offer videos of some exercises that help in your day-to-day life and tools that you can use. We also offer on our blog a number of exciting articles to read to help with some paradigm shifts if you're new to this world. And how do you step in without it seeming too far reach, too far stretched to jump in? And so, yes, to all of that.
So, Megan, is Reiki kind of like an energy? Is it something, because you said you can kind of give it distance if somebody is away or in a different country, and you can send that Reiki to that person. Is Reiki kind of, is like an energy? Is it, that's what it is, or?
Yeah. So ki, Reiki, Ki,
Mhm.
means energy. It's the way in English we would have said it chi or energy. All
Mhm.
of those are translations of the same word. And it's an energy. Rei, R-E-I, refers to spiritually guided, meaning that there's something higher than this physical form that
Mhm.
is guiding the energy and that it will do the work. And it is, so it is energy work. It is this piece where, exactly like you said, it can be sent from a distance or it can be done in person at energy that is transcendent from the mindset of our current being.
So, Megan, if you have any last words for the listeners, what would you say to help someone who wants to connect physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually?
Decide to become aware that it's only you standing in the way of whatever momentous change you are seeking. And all the things that you are hoping for are possible at the deepest level. And so allow them to be. Your mind is the only thing stopping you.
Wow, nicely said, Megan. Well, Megan, thank you for being on Beauty of Colors podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It was such an honor.